on Raila legacy and what he believed in, the kind of leadership that he led, we have different opinion. Very different opinion. There are those who went deeper and researched, who is Raila? What does he believe in? There is those who know Raila because they are told from their families, he fought for this, he fought for this. They never did research. They don't know who he was. And there is those who can affirm completely and stand with their stand and say that he's dead because everyone will die. And we recognize that he's dead. And we send our condolences to those people ambao they held him dear and close to him. But as for me, the legacy and what I see in Raila Odinga has nothing to do with whatever you believe in. Tumeelewana, we have different opinion. That is another thing. And I'm going to stand on my feet. Because when someone tells me Raila is a leader, is a what, when I go down on pen and paper and I search the leadership, all I see is words. But whenever I look at the leadership and the legacy left in this country, I don't see leadership anywhere. Nikiangalia watu waliowashika mkono ambao wanaitwa viongozi, they are the most corrupt, looters. When I go behind the curtain and I do research, is a man who is a sung hero, anaambiwa he fought for freedom, for constitution. And that same man became the constitution and prevented the constitution to be fully implemented. Compromise it so much. A man who knows one day I will die. And I have to leave people who have trained, sharpened them, mentored them to continue standing where I stand as a Kenyan so that they can defend my people. Because this thing, they don't end. Like the way Nelson Mandela, he left a lot of people to defend South Africa. And until today, some of those people are still alive, defending South Africa and training more students to stand against the people who want to oppress the people of South Africa. Mahatma Gandhi did the same. Raila was a leader who never left anyone to take his seat. Raila was a leader who we never saw leadership in his feet. In anyone ambaye alikuwa anamshika mkono akuje ongoze was a person who used to oppress wananchi sana, loot pesa and everything. Raila became a consultation person to consult and to sanitize people who were wanaumiza wananchi, wanaiba pesa za wananchi. He was a savior. And that is how I see, and that is my opinion, and that is what I can testify. Because when you tell me, I stand today and I start singing the song of Raila being a leader, I don't see that leadership. But I see that leadership in Jaramogi Odinga, his father. I see that leadership that is supposed to be called a leader in Robert Ouko, in Tomboya, Anyona, Matiba, Koigi wa Omwere. I see that leadership. And I see that leadership in those people, what they believed in. Kina Richard Leakey, Kina Paul Muite. Those are the people I can connect dots to. But leadership of Raila, go and research it very well. He talked in podiums, in length, talking about a lot of things. But when you connect the dots, you don't see what he stood up for. Yes, he fought for democracy, freedom of speech, because he needed to use them. Show me something that is not connected to him, that he has created for Kenyans. Yes, they fought multi-party together because they wanted change. And through multi-party is the only way to manipulate Kenyans, to create politicians who will come to loot. Politicians are thanking him. They will do everything in their power to make sure that he is remembered. Do you know why? Because they flourished. during his time. He guarded them, cleaned their dirty linen. And he gave them the power to manipulate Kenyans, to oppress Kenyans. That is how I see Raila. Every one of us will die. But one thing I will never do is when the person is dying, I come here and I recognize everything good he has done. Freedom of speech is what he was using to make sure that Kenyans are oppressed. You cannot tell me this man was a leader who never recognized people who died for him to be where he is today. This man is a leader who never stood on the podium and told Ruto, I'm going to help you to lead so that Kenya will never burn. But whatever you did to those children was wrong. And they need to be justice. And Kenyans will need to see justice served. He could have initiated anything for anyone to be arrested so that we can get someone to blame for. But what did he do? Akiitwa kwenye meza kwenda kuzungumza, anaenda anapeana interest zake. There was no mwananchi anywhere close to Raila. And we are going to say that. And I stand on my opinion and what I got. Because when we are taught about leadership, we need to see leadership. We need to see people who lead the country for the people, by the people. That is what we need to see. But right now, I see everything being portrayed like the history of colonial in the African continent. The way they came and discovered us, the way they taught us English, how to behave, to be civilized. That is how the Western people are recognized in Africa. And the story of Raila is going to be like that. We are going to be told a lot of fake things. We are going to teach our kids a different Raila that he was not. A man who is a leader does not die. And the minute he is dead, the country starts standing and asking who is going to be next. Right where we are standing right now, if that man was a leader, we will know who will take his seat and continue defending people. But right now, tuko hivi, we don't know what will happen next. We don't know what his students are going to do. Because all of his students, there is no leadership in those students. Ukiangalia kina Gladys, they are looters. Minister of Mining, they pay him to be in the office. Ukiangalia kina Mbadi, they paid Raila to get to Ruto's government. Are those the people you are going to call them leader? Ukija huku ukiangalia Mishimboko, mixed chromosomes. Ukiangalia kina Madam Zamzam, the ones they call themselves their daughters. It was just helping them to eat, but not leadership. And no one who is going to talk me out of confirming and affirming that Raila was a leader. He was never a leader. And I'm going to stand where I'm standing. You can hate me whatever you hate me, but we have a different opinion. Na musiniambia ati hiyo freedom of speech unaongelea endo alileta. Kulikuwa na watu kwa barabara kina Matiba, kina Koigi wa Wamwere. The freedom, speech of freedom, the first file was filled by Tom Mboya. I'm not going to forget Kibaki, who promised Kenyans when he was a vice president, the day I will get a chance, I will give Kenyans freedom. We are not going to polish everything down and give it to Raila and discard everyone else. Kuwa hawakufanya. Kenyans walked on those roads. Kenyans died. I recognize Kenyans who died while trying to push this constitution. You cannot tell me Raila fought for constitution and he is the one who prevented Obado from being prosecuted. He's the one who prevented a lot of people from being brought to the book. You cannot tell me that he was a leader and then he's going to success someone like Minister of Mining. Come on, guys. Sometimes we need to be honest, even people kama watu wamekufa. Let's be honest with ourselves and choose a ground to stand. I don't care how many fingers you're going to point, but here is where I'm standing, and that is my opinion, and there is where I rest my case.